Hello and welcome back to the Columbus Mercury Theater here in Columbus, Indiana, where we present audio plays, short stories, and great works of literature for your enjoyment. Today's selection comes from British playwright Alfred Sutro. It's entitled, A Marriage Has Been Arranged. This is the place, very quiet, retired, romantic, etc., music in the distance, all very appropriate and sentimental. You seem perfectly calm, Lady Aline.
Conservatories are not unusual appendages to a ballroom, Mr. Crockstead, nor is this conservatory unlike conservatories.
I wonder why women are always so evasive.
With your permission, we will not discuss the sex. You and I are too old to be cynical and too young to be appreciative. And besides, it is a rule of mine, whenever I sit out a dance, that my partner shall avoid the subjects of women and golf.
You limit the area of conversation, but then in this particular instance, I take it, we have not come here to talk.
I beg your pardon.
Lady Aline, they are dancing a cotillion in there, so we have half an hour before us. We shall not be disturbed, for the Duchess, your aunt, has considerately stationed her aged companion in the corridor with instructions to ward off intruders.
Mr. Crockstead.
Don't you know? That's right, of course you did. Don't you know why I have brought you here? That's right, of course you do. The Duchess, your aunt, and the Marchioness, your mother, observe how fondly my tongue trips out the titles, smiled sweetly on us as we left the ballroom. There will be a notice in the Post tomorrow. A marriage has been arranged between...
Mr. Crockstead, this is...
Because I have not yet proposed, you mean. Of course I intend to, Lady Aline. Only as I know that you will accept me.
Let us go back to the ballroom.
Oh, please, that won't help us, you know. Do sit down. I assure you I have never proposed before, so that naturally I am a trifle nervous. Of course, I know that we are only supers, really, without much of a speaking part, but the spirit moves me to gag in the absence of the stage manager, who is, let us say, the Duchess.
I have heard of the new humor, Mr. Crockstead, though I confess I have never understood it. This may be an exquisite example.
By no means. I am merely trying to do the right thing, though perhaps not the conventional one, before making you the formal offer of my hand and fortune, which amounts a little over 3 million.
Oh, people exaggerate. Between 6 and 7, I heard.
Oh, well, only 3 at the present, but we must be patient before throwing myself at your feet metaphorically. I am anxious that you should know something of the man you are about to marry.
That is really most considerate.
I have the advantage of you, you see, inasmuch as you have many dear friends who have told me all about you.
Indeed.
I am aware, for instance, that this is your 9th season.
You are remarkably well informed.
I have been told that again tonight, 3 times, by charming young women who vowed that they loved you. Now, as I have no dearest friends, it is unlikely that you have heard anything equally definite concerning myself. I propose to enlighten you.
Oh, the story of your life. How thrilling.
Oh, I trust you may find it so. Lady Aline, I am a self-made man, the foolish phrase has it, a man whose early years were spent in savage and desolate places where the devil had much to say, a man in whom whatever there once had been of natural kindness was soon kicked out. I was poor and lonely for 32 years. I've been rich and lonely for 10. My millions have made me honestly enough, but poverty and wretchedness had left their marks on me. You will find very few men with a good word to say for Harrison Crockstead. I have no polish, no culture, or tastes. Art wearies me, literature sends me to sleep.
When you come to the chapter of your personal deficiencies, Mr. Crockstead, please remember that they are sufficiently evident for me to have already observed them.
That is true. I will pass then to more intimate matters. And in a little township in Australia, a horrible place where there was gold, I met a woman whom I loved. She was what is technically known as a bad woman. She ran away with another man. I tracked them to Texas, and in a mining camp there I shot the man. I wanted to take the woman back, but she refused. That has been my solitary love affair, and I shall never love another woman again as I loved her. And I think that is all I have to tell you. And now, will you marry me, Lady Aline?
Not if you were the last man in this world, Mr. Crockstead.
At least that is emphatic.
See, I will give you confidence for confidence. This is, as you suggest, my 9th season. Living in an absurd milieu where marriage with a wealthy man is regarded as the one aim in life, I have, during the past few weeks, done all that lay in my power to wring a proposal from you.
I appreciate your sincerity.
Perhaps the knowledge that other women were doing the same lent a little zest to the pursuit, which otherwise would have been very dreary, for I confess that your personality did not especially appeal to me.
Thank you very much.
Not at all, indeed. This room being the palace of truth, I will admit that it was only by thinking hard of your 3 millions that I have been able to conceal the weariness I have felt in your society. And now, will you marry me, Mr. Crockstead?
I fancy that's what we're here for, isn't it?
I have, of course, been debarred from the disreputable amours on which you linger so fondly, but I love a soldier cousin of mine, and would have run away with him had my mother not packed me off in time. He went to India, and I stayed here, but he is the only man I have loved or ever shall love. Further, let me tell you, I am 28. I have always been poor. I hate poverty, and it has soured me no less than you. Dress is the thing in life I care for most. Vulgarity, my chief abomination. And to be frank, I consider you the most vulgar person I have ever met. Will you still marry me, Mr. Crockstead?
Why not?
This is an outrage. Am I a horse, do you think, or a ballet dancer? Do you imagine I will sell myself to you for your 3 millions?
Logic, my dear Lady Aline, is evidently not one of your more special possessions, for had it not been for my somewhat eccentric preliminaries, you would have accepted me, would you not? I mean, if I'd said to you, Timley, Lady Aline, I love you, I'm simple, unsophisticated person, will you marry me? Would you have answered, yes, Harrison, I will?
It is a mercy to have escaped marrying a man with such a Christian name as Harrison.
It's been in my family for generations, you know, but it is a strange thing that I'm always called Harrison and that no one ever adopts the diminutive.
That does not surprise me. We have no pet name for the east wind.
The possession of millions, you see, Lady Aline, puts you into eternal quarantine. It's a kind of yellow fever, with the difference that people are perpetually anxious to catch your complaint, but we digress. The return to your question of our marriage.
I beg your pardon?
I assume that it is arranged?
Mr. Crockstead, let me remind you that frankness has its limits. Exceeding these, it is apt to degenerate into impertinence. Be good enough to conduct me to the ballroom.
You have 5 sisters, I believe, Lady Aline? All younger than yourself, all marriageable, and all unmarried. Your father...
Not a word of my father.
Your father's a gentleman. The breed is rare and very fine when you get it, but he is exceedingly poor. People marry for money nowadays, and your mother will be very unhappy if this marriage of ours falls through.
Is it to oblige my mother, then, that you desire to marry me?
Well, no. But you see, I must marry someone. And in mere self-defense and honestly, I think you will do at least as well as anyone else. This strikes you as funny?
If you had the least grain of chivalrous feeling, you you would realize that the man who could speak to a woman as you have spoken to me...
Yes?
I leave you to finish the sentence.
Thank you. I will finish it my own way. I will say that when a woman deliberately tries to wring an offer of marriage from a man who she does not love, she deserves to be spoken to as I've spoken to you, Lady Aline.
Love? What has love to do with marriage?
That remark rings hollow. You have been good enough to tell me of your cousin, whom you did love.
Well?
And with whom you would have eloped had your mother not prevented you.
I most certainly should.
So you see that at one period of your life you thought differently. You were very fond of him.
I have told you.
If it had been he... if I had been he, mother or no mother, money or no money, I would have carried you off. I fancy it must be pleasant to be loved by you, Lady Aline.
You do me too much honor.
Next to being king, it's good to be a maker of kings. Where's this cousin now?
In San Francisco. But I might suggest that we have exhausted the subject.
Do you remember your Arabian Nights, Lady Aline?
Vaguely.
You have at least not forgotten that sublime Caliph, Harun al-Rashid?
Oh, no. But why?
We had millionaires. We millionaires are the caliphs today, and we command more faithful than ever bowed to him. And like that old scoundrel Harun, we may at times permit ourselves a respectable impulse. What's your cousin's address?
Again, I ask why.
I will put him in a position to marry you.
What?
Oh, don't be alarmed. I'll manage it pleasantly. I'll give him tips, shares, speculate for him, make him a director of one of my 2 companies. He shall have an income of $400,000 a year. You can live on that.
You are not serious.
Oh, yes. And though men may not like me, they always trust my word.
And why will you do this thing?
Call it caprice. Call it a mere vulgar desire to let my magnificence dazzle you. Call it the less vulgar desire to know that my money has made you happy with the man you love.
That is generous.
I remember an old poem I learnt at school, which told how Frederick the Great coveted a mill that adjoined a favorite estate of his, but the miller refused to sell it. Frederick could not have turned him out, of course. There was not very much public opinion in those days, but he respected the miller's firmness and left him in solid possession. And mark that at that very same time, he annexed, in other words, stole, the province of Silesia.
Ah.
Cessant le jeu des princes, il respectant un monnier, il volait une province.
Ah, you speak French.
I'm fond of it, and it is true and native language of insincerity.
And yet you seem sincere.
I am permitting myself that luxury tonight. I'm uncorking it, let us say, the 1 bottle of 47 port left in my cellar.
You are not quite fair to yourself, perhaps.
Do not let this action of mine cause you too suddenly to alter your opinion. The verdict you pronounced before, on the whole, just.
What verdict?
I was the most unpleasant person you had ever met.
That was an exaggeration.
The most repulsive!
I did not say that.
And who prided himself on his repulsiveness. Very true, the man. And yet, consider, my wealth dates back 10 years. Till then I had known hunger and every kind of sorrow and despair. I had stretched out longing arms to the world, but not a heart open to me. And suddenly, when the taste of men's cruelty was bitter in my mouth, capricious fortune snatched me from abject poverty and gave me delirious wealth. I was plowing a barren field and flung up a nugget. From that moment gold dogged my footsteps. I enriched the few friends I had. They turned howlingly from me because I did not give them more. I showered money on whoever sought it of me. They cursed me because it was mine to give. In my poverty there had been the bond of common sorrow between me and my fellows. In my wealth, I stand alone, a modern Ishmael with every man's hand against me.
Why do you tell me this?
Because I'm no longer asking you to marry me. Because you are the first person in all these years who has been truthful and frank with me. And perhaps in this happiness that will, I trust, be yours, you will want to think kindly of me. And now shall we return to the ballroom? The music has stopped. They must be going to supper.
What shall I say to the Marchioness, my mother, and the Duchess, my aunt?
You will acquaint those noble ladies with the fact of your having refused me.
I shall be a 9 days' wonder. And how do you propose to carry out your little scheme?
I'll take my jet. Give me a number to your cousin. I had better state the case plainly to him, perhaps.
That demands consideration.
And I will tell him that what you shall do for me in return, find me a wife. Yeah, you. I begged on my knees. You gave me carte blanche. I undertake to propose with my eyes shut to the woman you shall select.
And will you treat her to the little preliminaries with which you have favored me?
No, I said those things to you because I liked you.
And you don't intend to like the other one?
I will marry her. I can trust you to find me a loyal and intelligent woman.
In society?
For preference. She would be better versed in spending money than a governess or a country parson's daughter.
But why this voracity for marriage?
Lady Aline, I am hunted, pestered, worried, persecuted. I have settled 2 breach of promise actions already, though heaven knows I did no more than remark it was a fine day, or inquire after the lady's health. If you do not help me, some energetic woman will capture me, I feel it, and bully me for the rest of my days. I raise a despairing cry to you, find me a wife.
Do you desire the lady to have any special qualifications?
No, the homegrown article will do. One thing, though, I should like her to be merciful.
I don't understand.
I have a vague desire to do something with my money. My wife might help me. I should like her to have pity.
Pity?
In the midst of her wealth, I should wish for her to be sorry for those who are poor.
Yes, and as regards to the rest?
The rest I leave to you with absolute confidence. Will you help me?
I will try. My choice is to be final?
Absolutely.
I have an intimate friend. I wonder whether she would do.
Well, tell me about her.
She and I made our debut this same season. Like myself, she has hitherto been her mother's despair.
But she has not yet.
Married, yes. Oh, if men knew how hard the lot is of the portionless girl who has to sit and smile and wait with a very desolate heart, they would think less unkindly of her, perhaps. But I am digressing too.
Well, tell me more of your friend.
She is outwardly hard and a trifle bitter, but I fancy sunshine would thaw her. There has not been much happiness in her life.
Would she marry a man she did not love?
If she did, you would not respect her?
I don't say that. She will be your choice and therefore deserving of confidence. Is she attractive?
Well, no.
Well, that's a pity, but we can't have everything.
No. There's one episode in her life that I feel she would like you to know.
If you're not betraying a confidence.
No. She loved a man years ago, very dearly. They were too poor to marry, but they vowed to wait. Within 6 months, she learned that he was engaged. To a fat and wealthy widow.
The old story.
Who was touring through India and had been made love to by every unmarried officer in the regiment. She chose him.
India?
Yes.
I have an idea that I shall like your friend.
I shall be careful to tell her all that you said to me at the beginning.
It's quite possible that my remarks may not apply at all.
But I believe myself, from what I know of you both, that if she marries you, it will not be altogether for your money.
Listen, they're playing our song. Will you be my wife, Aline?
Yes, Harry.